Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take, for Monday night, December the 15th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for waiting. Hope you're well on this Monday night. No Canucks After Dark tonight because Parker had a hockey game, so I took the time to catch up on some Zoom chats with some Legend and Hall of Fame members. So I started those yesterday and had a couple more tonight, and both went really well. Had a nice chat with Gerald and a nice chat with Selena earlier tonight. And now I'm here with you, and I'm excited for tonight's topic because I'm going to tackle the trade in a bit of a different way. I'll explain that to you in a second, but it's going to be very interactive. It's not going to be first half me, second half you. It's going to be all you for the entire show with me. I'll explain to you what I mean in a second. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three, but the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you and how much I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved in the show tonight. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos every single day. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that the Canucks are 1-0 in the post Quinn Hughes era, and like the fact that we continue to build a wonderful community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So the people that I like to say hi to everyone who is in here in the show. And this is just based on, there's a little 3-dot thing that I can press in the back, and it shows me Dino, Edmund, Fangirl, Justin, Kyle, Russell, Sarah, Simon, Irwin, Swervin Yrvin, user WLZDT, and then Nick, Windy City Hockey. And maybe there's some others of you. So I'm not sure what that list is, if it's people that's commented or people that has their thing on public. Who knows? But I'm happy to see all of you. I'm still going to keep my jersey, Edmund. I'm still going to wear it because I like the front of it, and I like the back of it as well. Canucks didn't play tonight. Of note, Pacific Division teams, the Ducks won and the Kings lost. So that's what happened today. The Ducks won and the Kings lost. Only 5 games in the NHL. Florida beat Tampa in the Battle of Florida today. So this is what I propose for tonight's show. We don't have to break down the Quinn Hughes trade. Everyone's been doing that for the last 3 days. But I did want to get your opinion on the trade, but not just what we got for him or whatever it may be. Rather, it's I want to break down 5 elements of the trade. Quinn himself, Canucks management, the return we got, our next captain, and time for rebuild. So for each of these 5 topics, I'm going to kind of talk about them for 1 or 2 minutes to set the stage. And then I'm going to throw it all over to you. And then we're going to kind of go in 5 to 7 minute segments. If we do 5 of those, plus the mid-show sponsor read and wrap up, that will be good 45 minutes to an hour. So that's the plan for today is we're going to kind of section off, do this live stream in sections. But first, I want to recognize Fangirl with the first donation of tonight. And it's a $7 donation. So let's give some love to Hall of Fame member, HSM Fangirl Gaming. Fangirl says Canucks and Golden Eyes play tomorrow. Hopefully at least one of them win. But you're right. Hopefully both of them win. That would be the best scenario. So let's give some love to Fangirl in the chat. Thank you for getting the donation train out of the station. Last night was really crazy for donations, by the way. Thanks to everyone. I forgot to wrap up the the experience points at the end of the stream, and actually it was I can't remember his handle. I think it's Canucks fan or Nux fan something. It was Luke from Arizona. He actually had 1,200 points, and then Dino came in second with his 1175 or 1150 or whatever. So actually Dino did not win the points race yesterday. It was Nux fan from Arizona. So I'm not sure if he was here, if he's here today, but yes, it was a 25 point difference atop the fictional leaderboard, which is really, really cool. All right. So again, this is what we're going to talk about in order. We're going to talk about your opinion of Quinn. Then we're going to go to Canucks management. Then we're going to talk about the return. We're going to talk about who the next captain should be. And then we're going to end off talking about the rebuild. So let's start with this. I hinted at this both last night and this morning's show. I'm seeing a lot of anti-Quinn sentiments. Some calling him Quit Hughes or Quitter Hughes or Quitter Quinn. And I'm never, ever would tell you how to be a fan, who you should cheer, who you should boo, why you should cheer, why you should boo. All I will say is he was my second favorite player when he was here, behind Besser after Horvat left. So it was Besser, and then it still is Besser, and then it was Quinn. I've had a chance to meet him once, and I don't blame him in the slightest for wanting to go somewhere with, what do you call it, less dysfunction, more structure, a better chance to win. I don't take that as him quitting on the team. He gave us 7 good years, including a few years in his prime, winning the Norris Trophy. You could argue he's still in his prime. Some actually think that he might be on a downswing already, especially they're interested to. It's interesting. I don't know if people would have said this when he was here, but a lot of Quinn detractors were saying he's already getting banged up a little bit. He can't stay healthy, and let's see how well he does in a nasty long playoff run. If he can hold up, his body can hold up. Yeah, all those, I guess, concerns are fine, but I'm not mad at him. I don't resent him at all for exercising his right, which was you give your first at least 7 years to the team that drafted you, and then the rules are set up so you can become an unrestricted free agent. And after the 7 years, or depending on when your UFA contract ends. And I do respect Quinn for telling Jim Rutherford and Patrick Alvin early that he wasn't going to resign here. Now, that might have been a kick in the you-know-wheres for them, because it's kind of insulting, right? He won't even consider staying. But it did allow Jim Rutherford and Patrick Alvin to start brokering some deals and negotiating. So I would love to hear your thoughts. So first question is your thoughts on Quinn. Has it changed or not? I'm not going to put a poll question out. I'm just going to ask you. Actually, you know what? It'll take 2 seconds. Maybe I will put a quick poll question up, so then you can also type about it. Has your opinion of Quinn Hughes changed? Yes, a lot. And I'm not going to put yes, it's better, yes, it's worse. Presuming when you say yes, it's because not at all. Okay, so there's the first question. Has your opinion of Quinn Hughes changed? Yes, a lot. Yes, a bit. Not at all. Vote in there and let me know what you think. And in the meantime, I'll get to some of your comments specifically about this particular topic. I'm going to try and keep them on topic, so best to focus this discussion. Gerald says, love the format. Yeah, thank you. You're going to try it today. Because there's like 5 different aspects of the trade I want to talk to you. All right, here we go. Kyle, honestly good for Quinn. He did what's best for him, and I know if anyone else was in that position, they'd probably have done the same thing. And you know what's funny? This whole thing about the Canucks could have offered him 8 years and another team could only offer them 6 years. That argument was still true, but I guess a more accurate way of saying it is whoever holds Quinn's rights on July 1st, 2026 has that advantage. So now Minnesota has that advantage over every other team, as they can sign Quinn Hughes to an 8-year contract where any other team can only assign him to a 6-year contract. I think you guys know what I mean, but I would use that argument for the Canucks keeping him as if it was only Canucks specific. No, it's whatever team owned his rights, and now it's the Minnesota Wild. Yeah, I was on Twitter and suddenly there is a huge switch on Quinn Hughes. Yep. I don't blame Quinn Hughes one bit for having wanted to play for a team with a greater likelihood of long-term making consistent playoff appearances. There you go, David. Thank you, David, for your opinion for sure. Okay, so this person isn't thrilled. Exercising is the right to leave when the going gets tough. Well, what a captain. Fair. I would counter with I think the going has been tough for all 7 years, basically, that he's here. Maybe giving the C got to him. Better that Quinn didn't string us along like how Johnny Gaudreau did to the Flames. Thoughts on Quinn as a player or a person? Either, both. Your opinion is Quinn as a player and person. How about you take your feedback on both, Yrvin? Good for Quinn. I'm a fan of the Canucks and now of the Wild. Okay. There was concern when he was getting hit in the playoffs. Quinn was an amazing player, probably the best Canucks D-man they ever had. And as a captain, I felt he quit on us towards the end. Interesting, Edmund. Interesting. Do you think PD and Quinn had a falling out? I don't think so. Fillmore. Seeing Quinn in another jersey is like seeing an ex-girlfriend with her new boyfriend. Oh, that's sad now. I think Quinn was the problem and not PD and Miller. Wow, Rosie. That is strong. To be honest, if anything, Hughes saved the Canucks money when he re-signed with Benning at such a low AAV, 7.85 times 6, and playing 4.5 of them here. Management didn't surround him with enough talent. Gerald, hold that thought for the next segment for sure. Quinn's Instagram message today was the first time he acknowledged the city and fans. A part of me is glad he's gone, and we do and we can finally move on and support our new young players. You know, I was talking to someone else who at work who said he was refreshed by seeing Bulliam and Ogren and Rossi because they looked like they were excited to play for this team, unlike Quinn. That was his thought. Quinn was a great player. He's a great player. He has to do what he needs to do to get the cap. He wants to win. Unfortunately, he doesn't feel that he could do that here. Yep. I'm happy for Quinn, but it'll take time to get used to him not being here. Yes. I thought Pettersson should have been captain. I went back and looked at the debate between them. I wonder if this would have been different. Good point. Well, you can chime in on that. Well, you just did. And then when I talk about captain. Quinn Hughes was stuck in a position of an organization that was in hockey purgatory. Quinn gave the team notice. At least Quinn didn't pull Seth Jones by going to the press saying he wants out. Stud D-man, hate to lose mentality hasn't changed just because he decided not to re-sign here. Yeah. Okay, Edison, that's good. I'm going to get to that as well. Hey, Trev, nice to see you. By the way, Russell's here. Nothing is perfect. Make sure you subscribe to him. Rev Trev is here. Kempner Canucks, make sure you subscribe to him. Both of these guys grinding, pumping out content left, right, and center. I'm not blaming Hughes at all. I'm with you, Trev. I also wonder if Garland, Demko, and Besser were misled by Alvin. Yeah, that's interesting, right? Those extensions. As a player, I felt Quinn was as dominant a player that we've ever seen don the jersey. Save the C for Coots. I thought Quinn was going to be loyal to the Canucks and sign an extension. I was wrong. Okay, Steven, you sound a little bitter, which is fine. Quinn Hughes and Miller wanted to win, and management couldn't sustain the magical run for whatever reasons. That's interesting, Ern. As a person, he's completely fine. Nothing really wrong. Nothing wrong. Not Wong. Not Stephen Wong. Nothing wrong about how things went. Besser is highest ranking for captain. Okay, I'll save that for the captain talk. They should sign Zeev for the 8 years. Yeah, not this bridge. Well, 6 years. You think Wild will sign them? We'll see. I could see that happening. Rick Tocchet praised Quinner and said, that's part of the business. I agree with a teardrop in my eye. I met him 3 days before the trade for the first time. Very nice guy. He was super nice to my friends and kid and took a ton of pictures with him and signed a couple of things. Nice. If I had Quinn skills, I would like to know how much more I can grow, even if it means moving to another team. Great point. Great point, Ann. Henrik Sedin, a real captain. Quinn can learn from him, but Quinn won't ever be a captain again. Okay, strong words, Ricky. At first, I was crying over the fact he left, but now knowing he wanted to leave so long ago, it kind of feels betraying. Barely showing emotion for the last Sabres game sucks. You know, it was weighing on him for sure. All really good points, you guys. I think Hughes deserves part of the blame, but no one person deserves all the blame. It's his right. Hey, Lucas, it's his right to make his decision on moving on. I wish Hughes the best. Once you don the Canucks jersey, you're a part of the story. End of story. Thank you, Lucas. Great opinion. When I met him, he was still trying to stay positive when he probably already knew about the Wild trade in respect for him, for sure. I think Hughes Finally made the final breakup and trigger the change for the Canucks. It's short-term pain versus long-term headache. I'm not blaming Hughes. Saying he wasn't interested in extending is not the same as I want a trade out of here. He wants to win and dominated his time here and raised the bar for Demon here. Where did the Canucks power play rank with Quinn as the quarterback? This is about results and facts say about his leading the power play ranked where. Sometimes they were good, sometimes they were bad. They had really good stretches where they're near the top of the league, and there some stretches where they're maddening to watch. Also needed for a rebuild rather than lack of direction. This group has been going. Doubt 43 will ever be worn again. Quad's conspiracy theory is that Quinn will be back, signed after his quick stint at the Wild, Jim and Quinn including. I love that. I love that. Okay, got to move on, you guys. That was a great, great start. So that is topic number 1. And that topic, of course, was your opinion of Quinn. Next up, Canucks management. Canucks management. How do I get, what's this timer doing? We don't want a timer. No wonder that. Some of you guys hinted this already. So I'm going to end this poll. And then I said, has your opinion of Quinn changed? And survey says 49% not at all. 31% said yes a bit. And 20% said yes a lot. Interesting. Yeah, let's go. Yrvin makes a good point. Canucks ownership and management. So this one, I'm going to ask you, I don't want to get in trouble. How much did ownership and management and their decisions factor into Quinn wanting to leave? Okay, so this question, I worded it like this. So we don't have to go through the Canucks 7 seasons record, the Canucks record over the 7 seasons that Quinn was here. We know some of the great moves and drafting and trades and signings that the Canucks management and ownership, the Canucks management has done. We know some of the poor moves they've done. Their ability to build a strong roster, Rutherford Yrvin to turn around the roster when they first arrived, leading them to that wonderful playoff run. Remember, the roster they inherited, overbloated contracts, dead money, bad players. So I give them credit. They turned this team around pretty quickly to where we saw the peak when they added Lindholm and Zadorov, and they were 1 win away from getting to the Western Conference Final. But then they might share some of the blame for all the drama that has happened since. Everything from injuries, not their fault, but the Miller stuff, the Hughes stuff. I don't know how much stuff there is, but certainly the Miller PD thing. So my question to you is how much did ownership management have to do with Quinn's decision to ask for a trade? And I leave it to you, the interpretation, positive or negative. That's up to you. So now we're talking about management and ownership. And Gerald says, for those who blame him, really sounds like a bitter ex. Just wish him well, let him flourish, let him go. If he comes back, then it's meant to be. That sounds like a Hallmark card. Trev says, Clay for Canucks next captain, only if you are my assistant. Or you be the assistant, and you be the captain. I'll assist you, Trev. Happy to do that. Every NHL player wants to be on a winning team. Hey, Mark, nice to see you. Mark, I really want you to chime in on the next one when I'm talking about the return that the Canucks got. All 3 of those players are excited and showed in post-game interviews. I'm happy for all 3. You're not tanking now. I did say yesterday, I'm not the only one saying this, the Canucks are too talented, when healthy, to be a bottom 5 team in the league. My thoughts on Canucks management: really have to do something to change if we want to be winners. That is fair. Hughes deserves the best after he gave us the best years ever by a D-man we might not ever see again. Management ownership failed him. I think management deserves most of the blame. The team hasn't been a consistent contender with him for playoffs only twice in 7 years. If you're a Canucks fan, then you should be cheering for Minnesota to falter. then we have their first round pick. Yes, but I hear what you're saying. Obviously, the worse that Minnesota does, the better their draft pick is going to be, the one that we have now. But I think you also have to be very realistic, Ricky, and say, look at their roster, look at their team, look at the way they pummeled the Bruins. Minnesota is not missing the playoffs as much as we want them to for a draft pick. So I hear what you're saying, and that's totally fair. I would say I think Canucks fans, yes, they could cheer for Minnesota to lose, but they could also understand that Minnesota isn't going to miss the playoffs. Corey says, I do hope they lose in the first round, though. Lucas says, I wish Hughes all the best. All right, let's get to management and ownership. I want a Rossi. Glad we got him. Ownership would have stopped this trade. So made it bitter fans. We talk about the team culture being disjointed, but the fan base is just as bad. I will say Canucks front office owner is questionable from an outsider point of view. I feel it could have been a major factor Quinn wanting out by questionable trades and or signings. So that is Nick's opinion from St. Louis, but a fan of the Blackhawks. I think I've realized that the Canucks management have made many more good decisions than bad. Yeah, I agree with that. So not that Canucks management and ownership. Well, I better stop. I do know that they're aware of my stream. I do know, I wouldn't say spies. That's not the right way, but I certainly know that not every night, but they have eyeballs on my stream. So, hello, Canucks employees. No, I do think management has done a lot of good things. And I really point to the team they inherited when they got here and how quickly they turned things around. And I guess in the 2 years, the year and a half since that playoff run, that magical playoff run, it is tough to say what things they could have controlled and what things they couldn't control. I'm cheering for Hughes to succeed and the Wild to do as good as they can, just so a winning team and better organization can respect a superstar and insulate him with proper talent. I think it's more management this time around, taking a bet on JT instead of Horvat. The bet paid off for a year with JT in the 2023-24 run. If Horvat stayed, maybe PD may not have had the slump. Interesting thoughts, Gerald. Interesting. No guarantee we keep that many pick. Signing Miller over Bo, I think, I only think Canadian captains for Canadian teams walking away from Zadorov and Suter. If they had Suter for the season, they would have been okay with all the injuries. Okay, so you're saying some of the management decisions led to the poor season. Real losers are New Jersey. I respect Yrvin more than Benning. I have lost respect for the Aquilinis. The previous regime is partly to blame. Benning screwed up the cap so bad it took 2 years to get out of it. This regime is responsible for not stopping the PD Miller rift. Thank you, Zal, for that opinion. Minnesota's making the playoffs unless one of their stars gets injured. Their biggest weakness is their depth. Interesting. Quinn leaving didn't just happen. It's the product of years of failure by the organization. Quinn Hughes looks happy with the new hit. Yes, I saw that. I think a lot of it stems from the Benning regime. The complaint about this regime was they weren't fully in and weren't fully rebuilding. Ownership deserves the blame, or as Russell says, the balmy. Yeah, ownership deserves the balmy. Wild finished third. Yeah, of course. I mean, rather than miss, I agree. I mean, how can we blame the management when Quinn said Jim was always A class? Yeah, that's true. He's said first class. Yep. Treated very well. Front office scouting Clay. The only thing I can coach is how to make Slurpees and make parody videos. How do you know management has tuned into your streams? Gonna save that for member stream. I've heard from more than one person, and I wouldn't say it's management. I'm not saying who it is. I don't know who it is. It might be management saying, "Hey, keep an eye on that Canuck Clay guy." But yeah, I've heard it from more than one person, and it's not a bad thing. It's not like they're. I'm actually flattered. I'm actually flattered if they think that I have something to say, or they need to not keep tabs, but just be aware of what I'm saying. That's totally fine. That's the risk we all take, right? As public content creators. Management shouldn't take any blame. If this is true, then Quinn just insulted the team by calling them hot garbage. You guys suck, aren't good enough, can't win. I want to go elsewhere. The way management has dealt with the last 2 years has been as good as it gets. Okay, so a lot of praise for management here. Ownership management love to blame the media. I wonder how many warnings Clay got from them after he said something negative about the team. Viral Rhino, have you been in my emails? No. All good. For the most part, Canuck staff are awesome with me, to me. I've been blessed to collaborate on many times with the Vancouver Canucks game presentation team, marketing, communications. So generally very good to me. Generally very good to me. Just one dust up that I've talked about before. Management had a big part. They included luck in their plan, and that rarely happens. Bet on winners and talent. Use the mini pick and Vancouver pick to go up in the draft. Perhaps. If this happened with any other organization, management can be blamed. But when it's this organization, management and ownership are pretty much the same thing. Is Malhotra driving the bus next season? I'm not sure yet. PD trade to Carolina? Are they going to revisit that? Rutherford delivered what Benning promised. I like that. But then Canucks Uncensored, another content creator, make sure you subscribe to them. All the content creators in here tonight, nothing has changed since Benning. Right now, we're guaranteed to pick between 1 and 3 in the draft. Who are your top rank? Hey, Steven, not going to do that tonight just because I got to get to, but I'm just learning about some of the guys now. I'm not the biggest draft guy for sure. Okay, really, really good, you guys, but I got to get to... It's funny though. If Clay is getting in trouble for saying things about the team, then we won't last much longer around here. No, I'm not getting in trouble. That probably came across the wrong way, but no, they've been generally supportive, not always, but generally supportive of what I do. And I did promise I would answer this. I think Canucks beat the Rangers. They go 2-0. They're going to take it by a score of, if it's Demko, I'm going to say 3-2, not 4-2, 3-2. And Besser. No, let's get Marco Rossi, his first goal. Okay. Kyle, franchise member on his own. So let's give some love to Kyle, who becomes a franchise member on his own, doesn't wait for membership gifts. So once again, thank you, Kyle. And let's give him some love in the chat for sure. Okay, that is segment 2. And I said, how much did ownership management and their decisions factor into Quinn wanting to leave? 61% of you said a lot. 31% of you said a bit. And 8% said not at all. Okay, good. Let's do one more. Let's do segment number 3 before we go mid-show sponsor read. So this segment is about the return. So no timer. But I thought when I show this, oh, you know why? I didn't save it last time, so it still disappeared after 10 seconds. So this should stay for 10 seconds. If it disappears after 10 seconds, then I don't know what I'm doing. So the next question is, how do you feel about the return the Canucks got? Great return. So we know decent return, disappointing return. So there's the next poll question to go with this segment. But before I start that off, I want to recognize Clue's monthly membership message.
3, 2, 1.
I'll be disappointed if we don't pick top 3 this summer. Good segue. Thank you. Let's give Clue some love in the chat. Good segue to this next segment, which is, what do you think of the return? Is it a great return? Is it a decent return? Is it a disappointing return? Equivalent of 4 first-round draft picks, because it was 3 of them are first-round draft picks. Defenseman Z. Bouillon, forwards Marco Rossi, and Liam Ogren, and then Minnesota's first-round pick, unprotected, in 2026. I think Bouillon is the centerpiece of the return, 20 years old. He's not, again, I keep saying this, he's not supposed to replace Quinn Hughes, but he's supposed to be able to do a lot of the things that Quinn Hughes did. Not exactly the same, not as agile, but great gap, great hockey IQ, good passer, good skating. A great skater in his own right, just a different type of skater than Hughes, but can also walk the line and elude defenders. Marco Rossi, he could be a second line center for years to come, and the Canucks have been interested in him for a long while. And Liam Ogren, along with Ostat and Lekar Maki, those three were kind of all scouted around the same mid first round a few years ago. So let's talk about this. What do you think of the return? You can talk about Bouillon, you can talk about Rossi, you can talk about Ogren specifically, what that first round pick might be, or in general. The word around the league, especially around media and league execs, is that the Canucks did really well with this return, and you want to do well given what you're giving up in Quinn Hughes. And we also have learned that it was Bill Guerin's first offer, but he made it a strong competitive offer because he wanted to show Jim Rutherford that he was serious. Okay. Harry's considering a Bouillon jersey. Very, very good. Very good. I love Bouillon, and Rossi's the real deal. I like that. An immaculate return for the Canucks. I like that too. Oh, yeah. Too early to tell. That's fair. That's fair. So far, so good. Not too early for Kyle. Reports say other franchises likely weren't willing to splash their chips in as deeply as the Wild. I guess it was as good as it was going to be, considering alternatives. That is fair. That is fair. 4 former first-round picks is not 4 first-round draft picks. Disappointed, but hopeful. Fair. What are you disappointed in, Gerby? You think they could have got better? Could have got more? Hughes is not Kachuk. We, Minnesota, will love Quinn Hughes as much as you did. We hate Kachucks. Considering the oldest player is Rossi, and he's only 24, still not feeling great giving away Quinn, but these assets are amazing for the rebuild. Actually, I should get to Justin's. Good NHL owners set a strong vision, hire top executives, and trust them, invest sufficiently, prioritize long-term stability, engage positively with the fan base. I prefer second rounder over Ogren because I doubt he pans out NHLer. That's fine. That's fair. The return is the best they could have received. However, I personally would have preferred a conditional pick if Quinn Hughes resigns with Wild and makes it deep in the playoffs. Yeah, we don't see a lot of conditional picks anymore. Contribute community, fostering a winning culture, focusing on success over micromanagement, stable foundation for consistent performance, not just chasing. Bouillon has a good shot and his speed is great. I think the return was okay. I hope they do really well. Seem to be happy to be here. Feels good when you know a player really wants to play for your team. Bouillon has in my future Norris nomination, hopefully a win or 2. That's fair. Incredible return. We need a number of players, and that's what we got. Young stud D-man, second line center. It's going to be exciting to see these new young guys thrown right into it. It was a heist. Whoa. That's first time I heard the word heist used for the trade, but yeah. The return of the Canucks is a solid one as Bouillon is a catalyst for the Canucks. Return Rossi is a project, but still a chance for a team heading in a rebuild. Bouillon is definitely a catalyst for the future. Then we got to sell the team. Return was fine for me. We sure got a haul for Quinn, but I'd rather have Quinn in the lineup and have won more games this season of the losing hurt the team morale. Happy with the return as we would get, as good as we would get. Excited for the potential. Upgrade on the assets spent for the 2023-2024. Minnesota is as desperate as they come. Yeah, they want to win now. Great return in relation to how Quinn has been playing lately. Quinn will never be replaced, but the new parts will have the higher sum of all the parts. Good way of looking at it, J-Lo. Trade was the best deal they'll ever get. Other teams lowballed. Impressed with Bouillon's speed and shot. First assist and first goal. How many first-round players have we acquired in the past that didn't pan out? That's true. That's true. There's a long list of them for sure. If you add up the first-round picks that we got, 9th, 12th, 19, 27, is added up to a first overall pick based on Puckpedia's pick value calculator. Interesting. Hughes and Kachuk are close friends. Preferred playing in the U.S. together. And now, oh, you guys are talking about Kachucks. That's fine. Now, if only those pieces in the return all stay. Yep. Bouillon is a modern defenseman for sure. How good would he truly be? Who knows? Best deal compared to other teams. Wouldn't ask for anything more. Wouldn't ask for anything less. That's a good way of putting it. Decent return. Bouillon looks like a blue chip, but we don't know what the first round pick would be if we keep it and draft or trade it. Hey, Tyler. 4 pieces pretty good. I'm also nervous. Scared how they turn out and if they'll stay. Quinn trade makes up for all the high picks traded this decade. Great return. Best we could get. If Bouillon actually hits and becomes a star D-man, we get a younger Hughes for cheaper, a 2C and a prospect who can still be good with development. Yeah, and a draft pick. Rossi reminds him of Marcel Dion, and Coots is Mike Pekka. Yeah, I think Pekka is a bit grittier than Coots, but that's not bad. Rossi and Dion. Yeah, Dion was a really good offense. Yeah, I guess Rossi has that potential. That's not bad, I guess. I didn't know. I didn't watch a lot of Marcel Dion, to be honest. I know who he is for sure. For sure. Tasmanian Devil. Do you think Canucks have improved with their power play one? Well, it's only been one game, but they're moving the puck around quite well. Hey, Ian, wearing all my Quinn Hughes jerseys to work this week. Super excited for Booyah. Reichel will be in the AHL. Yep. Not great. Booyah has potential to be a very solid replacement, but there's really only one Hughes and McCarr type of generational demon. I don't think the franchise will ever see again in another 50 years. Fears that return will make the team play and ruin the tank. Yep, that's true. It's not the 2 points that was impressive. It was the confidence and high hockey IQ that he showed. Yes. William is going to become a stud in Vancouver. He'll quickly forget. He'll help us forget about Quinn. Oh, he's assistant for the Blackhawks right now. Yeah, we were interested in Rossi before. That's not really quickly, Harry. I'm trying to stay on topic. He's okay defensively. He's like a black hole offensively. Boom goes the dynamite. I'm excited to see Lekker and Ogren play together. There we go. All right. Good. We've done 3 of the 5 segments. Timing is good. I'm going to end this poll, do my mid-show sponsor read, and then get to the last 2 segments. How do you feel about the return that Canucks got? Decent return, 49%. Great return, 46%. Disappointing, 5%. I would actually put myself in the great return. I'm so high on the Booyah for sure. All right. I always start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and that is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsors. First one is Gassy Jack Art, maker of this wonderful artwork. You see in my home studio. Support him. Check him out at GassyJackArt.com. We got Mulligan Golf Company, golfing accessories and apparel, mlgngolf.com. And we have Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks at our next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. Don't forget ways you can get involved tonight. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, rate and review. Right now, we got Fangirl leading with 525 points, Simon with 175, Harry and Gerald with 150, and Justin with 100. That is your top 5 right now. And don't forget my shows this week. It's a lot to remember here. Canucks After Dark is tomorrow night at 10. Then I'm doing open mic at 11:15. Clay M Canucks commentary. Clay M on Wednesday morning at 7:45 because the Canucks play the Rangers tomorrow. Then Wednesday and Thursday night I have my show CCC, and then I have a Clay M Saturday morning at 9. That's wrapping up Canucks versus Islanders, which is on Friday. Segment number 4. We are going to talk about dun dun dun. I'm going to turn off this timer. Why is the default that the timer the banner goes off after 10 seconds? So whether it's this, actually let's do this. Whether it's this year or the start of next season, who will be the next Canucks captain? And remember, it might not be... I'm just putting guys who have term and who are considered leaders on the team. So I'm putting the 3 A's in there, Besser, Myers, and Petey. And then I was debating Hronek or DeBrusk or Garland for the, but I don't think it matters. I think it's going to be one of Besser, Myers, or Pedersen. Of course, Myers only got 1 year left on his contract. So yeah, vote on that one. And we will go, and put it in the comments now. Who do you think, Booyaka, very good, Yrvin. Who's going to be the next captain of the Vancouver Canucks, whether it's this season or they wait until next season? Here we go. Edmund says Garland, number one, then Besser, then Petey, then Marcus Pedersen. Besser says Harry. Coots says Kyle. 2028, Nuck 649 says it'll be Coots. Coots. Booyam. None. Interesting. Maybe I should do a different guys in the poll, because you guys got Booyam, you got Coots, you got Garland, and Hronik. I want best, but it's going to be Tyler Myers, Brockstar. Canucks went bold once by naming goalie captain. Let's go bold and name the owner captain. Oh my gosh. Coots in 3 or 4 years. Petey signed long term. Phone no move. Besser, says Nick. Besser or Garland. Russell with a $2 dono. Thank you to Russell. Nothing is perfect. $2 donation. Chaos Giraffe for captain. Myers for captain. Let's give some love to Russell in the chat. And like I said, make sure you follow Russell, subscribe to his stuff. Rev Trev, Canucks Uncensored, among the many content creators in here. Thank you, Russell. Appreciate you very, very much. If Garland stays, I want him to mentor the younger guys. He's also the ex-captain's godson's father. Oh, yeah. Besser, make a great leader. Reichel, yeah, from waivers. Brock would make a decent captain. I can also see a good leader out of him or Myers. So we got Besser for the next 9 years, then Sherwood. And it says DeBrusque will be our captain in 20 years. Rossi, dark horse pick. Myers. Only 5 Canadians on the Canucks. Canuck Clay for captain. I'll take that. Nux is saying Coots will be in 3 years. Oh, another vote for Coots. Wow. Wow. Myers captain over Petey, even though he only has a year left. Petey's too quiet, doesn't have top tier leadership. Stenberg, who we're going to draft second overall. You don't think user doesn't think that there's any loyal Vancouver BC in here? EP, defensive play, blocking shots, proves he cares, and more contagious, dragging his teammates to fights. Goalie captain, so Demko. Wow. Fitzpatrick. Myers has 1 year left on the season. Canucks probably won't even resign him if he doesn't retire. Wow. Legendary Carol Bovenlander gifts a membership. That's awesome. And franchise membership, courtesy of Carol, goes to Raj Singh. So welcome, Raj. Let's give Raj a welcome, and thank you, Carol, for the membership gift. Coots when Myers retires. Canuck Clay with Sean and Jacob. McKenna. Myers demoted. Strip the A off him and give it to Sherwood and DeBrusque. Yeah, I don't think there will either. So the whole question is evergreen. It can last till next year as well. The C might be what EP40 needs. Sidney Crosby. EP40 talk a bit more, longer answers. Booyam to honor Bogosian. Oh, interesting. Connor. Carol Hype. How much do you think that I do? How much do you think that I do? That skill should be the 4th or 5th most important of a component of a good. I agree with that, actually. It's got to be leadership. It's got to be respect. Yep. Transparency. You wait 3 to 4 years. I think that's a little too long to wait. Myers is too sloppy to be captain. Important traits are intangibles, indeed. Rather have 3 A's, including Garland. Let the C simmer for a couple seasons in the rebuild. Interesting. Besser captain with Sherwood and Garland as assistants. Very good. And then Coots will be captain in 35 years from now when he's 53 years old. Okay, let's wrap that. Let's wrap that up. Okay, who will be the next Canucks captain? 57% say Besser, 26 Myers, 15% EP40. Canucks Uncensored in the house with the dono. I will say Captain Garland, but Clay, I want to hear how you really feel about Quinn not wanting to resign here. Jordan or Witten, thank you for the donation first and foremost. Secondly, I actually talked about this very extensively in last night's stream. I shared my opinion on it for 10 to 12 minutes, and I'll recap it in 30 seconds. I said 4 things can be true all at the same time. Quinn has every right to go and play for another team when his contract ends, or sooner, request a trade. It might not have been afforded to him, but he has every right to do that. Number 2, Canucks management and the team have failed him in a small way in not surrounding him with enough good pieces, and they're hit with bad luck too. So it's not just that. Number 3, the return that we got was quite good, and number 4, I'm really interested to see, and this is gonna be my last question, is how Canucks fans are going to do with the rebuild. So that is basically my thoughts on it. But I'm, was I sad? I wasn't even sad because I was kind of expecting it. I was more, maybe a little bit sad, but I wasn't depressed or like moody or anything like that. And I've moved on quite quickly already. I'm still I like Quinn. I want him to do well in Minnesota. I really do. But I want us to do well too, even if it goes against tanking. So yes, let's give some love to Canucks Uncensored for the donation. Okay, last question. Last topic for the night is... Just have to turn the timer off on this thing and save it, which I forgot to do last time. The rebuild. So I should do a poll question as to what would be a better poll question. Do you think the Canucks are going to do a true rebuild? Or do you think Canucks fans are going to be patient enough for a true rebuild? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I think the first one's a better question because we can talk about the fans anytime. Do you think the Canucks will actually enter into a true rebuild? Oh, no, I can combine both. Oh, I'm so smart. And if so, will fans be patient? Knowing that there might be some losing. Okay. So there won't be a true rebuild. Yes to rebuild. Fans will be patient. Yes to rebuild. Yes, rebuild. Fans will be patient. Yes, rebuild. Fans won't be patient. Okay, there is the last poll of the night as we talk about the rebuild. Carol uses her monthly membership. Carol says, Clay, how did your boys take the news about Hughes, and how did you cheer them up if they were upset? On a personal note, I want to thank you and the community for all your support through the years. Thank you for your friendship. You're welcome for the friendship. You're welcome for the community who loves you. And thank you, Carol. And Sean was more upset than Jacob, but they didn't need any consoling. Sean was just expressing his frustration. No problem. You're welcome. Quinn has no obligation to resign. A true rebuild means trading away UFAs, getting younger picks, prospects, and not trading any of like assets that we acquire in trades, like the first rounder for this year, and using it to find a player that might help them win this season, I guess. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention this. Max Sasson, a 2-year extension today. So Yrvin says the rebuild already started with the Sasson extension. Okay, I'm looking for a rebuild now. Will be fun to watch in 28, 29. I hope we are patient to do a proper rebuild over 3 or 4 years to give us a chance to be a proper contender. We have no choice but to be patient enough for the true rebuild. Rebuild means you watch losing teams only to have the players mature, and you can't keep them because of the cap. Thus, you did the pain and suffering for another team's gain, not worth it. I understand what you're saying, but I look at San Jose, Anaheim, Utah, Chicago. They're not perfect teams, but they're doing well. I'm excited to watch draft lotteries and mock drafts this year, Clay. 2018, 2017 all over again. They should do a rebuild. Most fans would be patient if they did, but let's be honest, they won't, or it will be disguised for at most 1.5 years before they fall back to their old ways under ownership. Fans will be eternally divided on the rebuild structure until the fruits come to bear. You have to be at this point. And so far, the attendance drop off at home hasn't been drastic. It's like 400-person drop. Yeah. Although not everyone that has tickets are showing up. Like they might have sold all the tickets, but a lot of empty seats. Been loyal since 2006, so I'll be patient, says Fangirl. Rebuild has done properly, gets more picks for veterans this trade deadline, minimum 2 or 3 first round draft picks. Develop them together and go for a cup in 5 years. I think we don't rebuild properly. We're going to retool. We're not going to want to fully tank, is what I'm thinking, but I'm praying it's a true rebuild. Rebuild or not, fans will never be happy, but whatever Canucks do, I will always cheer. Clay, do you think we could have asked for more draft capital in the trade? Yeah, I've heard a couple people say that even a second or third rounder in a future year. Yeah, why not, right? Dave Everett with a $10 donation. Let's give Dave some love in the chat. Dave says, how long before another Canuck wears 43? My guess is... I'm not. Oh, that was my other question. Maybe I'll say that. I was going to say rafters, jersey retirement or Ring of Honor or nothing, but I'll say that for another show. I'm not sure if another Canucks going to wear number 43, to be honest with you. Thank you, Dave, for the donation. Do you look at any of the return in the Quinn Hughes as a cornerstone of the incoming rebuild? Yes. Z William, for sure. 2029 will be better than 2019. Yes. Hopefully no one wears it. Feels like we're in a rebuild with the amount of losing we've been doing, says Kyle. The Canucks set themselves up to either tank this year or make a push for the playoffs based on the rest of the season leading up to the trade deadline. Yeah, I truly think they're going to see how they're doing at the end of December. I don't think they will do a full rebuild and tear it down to the studs since they have something, and depending on health, Demko. They can steal someone. Yeah, Demko was so good. When they're in the playoffs and challenging will be the time when you can't keep the players. Canucks need to choose a rebuild, which I feel the Quinn Hughes trade is an induction. They are going that way. Indication. Rebuild does need to be patient, both sides, fans and front office, indeed. Okay, we're going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes. Going to go fast. Seats being empty may lower revenues, but at least they're capturing face value in initial sales. Some people may be ticked off if someone wears 43 jersey, but it's so ridiculous. 43 can be worn by the next franchise record breaker. Thanks for the streaming engagement. Been a while since I checked in. It was fun. Come anytime. These are the days. I know. There'll never be a D-man to set the standard and impacted how a Canucks D-man should be like ever again. So that impact alone deserves the space in the rafters. Also, does in-person attendance count tickets sold? No, or gate scan. It is definitely tickets sold. By the standard seat set in the rafters, we know where Quinn belongs one day. Never going to be another Hughes, but William could be a bona fide star. Yep. I'd say rebuild and be patient, see what happens. Kids in the Hall reference. Jerseys for the new guys are already available at the team store. Oh, that was fast. Knowing Aquilini, he won't want anyone else to wear 43 because it's cheaper for fans to replace the name bar than to buy a new jersey. With JR getting old, I think they are going to make more bets again, try to get the rebuild done in 2-3 years max, kind of like how Rangers did with Lafreniere and signing Panarin, which was bad. Awesome. And lastly, we'll show Tom Clayman's. Which number one picks do you think is greater? 0305, Marc-Andre Fleury, Ovi Crosby, or 2325, Bedard, Celebrini, Schaefer? Oh, both good. They're equal. You know, Bedard and Celebrini, because they're from here and they're already, you know, top 5 in league scoring. That's pretty impressive. But I guess Ovi and Crosby were too. Yeah, historically, Bedard and Celebrini are good, but will they have the same accolades? Stanley Cup champion, Olympic champion that Ovi and Crosby. Oh, I guess Olympics would be easier. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll give a slight edge to 0305, but that's the whole point, right? It's so hard to tell, compare, because the other guys are just starting right now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yrvin agrees with me. Multi-cup winners and the all-time goal scorer versus some kids who will be good. We just don't know how good. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Swervin Yrvin, legendary Tom Hoglander, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you for your support. And thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. By the way, the poll question that I finished off, 50% there won't be true rebuild, 42%, and then 50% saying there will be a rebuild. And of that 50%, 84 or 42%, 84% of those saying yes, rebuild, say fans will be patient. And only 16% of those people saying rebuild, saying fans won't be patient enough. Great stuff, you guys. Thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. You can like the video, you can subscribe, leave a late donation on your way out. I want to thank my sponsors, Vancouver Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond tonight. Fangirl with a donation. Kyle became a franchise member. Clue, monthly membership message. Russell with a donation. Carol, gifts of membership. Jordan and Witten with a donation. Carol with a monthly membership message. Dave with a donation. Add it all up, and tonight's winner is Fangirl with 525 points. Then Dave with 425. Canucks Uncensored shoot up to third at 275. And then Russell and Simon tied with 175. All right. You're good. I'm good. We are good. You're awesome. I'm awesome. We are all awesome. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Great show tonight. Once again, not because of me, because of you. And my next show, 2 shows tomorrow night. Canucks After Dark at 10 with Parker. And then my own show, Open Mic at 11:15. Hope you can join me tomorrow. So there's more conversation where you don't have to just type. You can actually talk live on my show. So as always, thanks for being here. We're all awesome. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. You know, earlier today I heard that they successfully tested the world's strongest suction cup. Yes, they tested the world's strongest suction cup. I'm just not sure how they pulled that off. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.